would just do a normal stir. Allspark. No, never mind.
Master Yokotron had his game. You're the real deal, pal. So, how come you never wrapped up your cyber ninja training? That's two reasons right there. I just picked up Omega Supreme's energy signature, and
he's on the moon! Earth's moon!
Shockwave, have you extracted those recognition codes yet?
So, Manish, I just need to probe a little deeper.
Good morning, young bots. My name is Teaching Unit RC687040, but you ain't call me RC.
Forgive me, Lord Megatron. That appears to be an older data tracks from before the war. It seems she was once a school teacher.
We need those codes to control Omega Supreme. And if any bot can access them, it is you, my ever-loyal Shockwave.
Oh, looks like Megatron has a new favorite. And I'll give you a hint. It ain't you.
Oh no.
Master, have I not served you loyally?
That's a very good question, young bot. Only the Allspark knows for sure.
While you were fawning at Megatron's feet, I risked Spark and Servo as a double agent on Cybertron.
Cybertron is our home planet.
Oh
We
my
must protect
God.
it from the growing Decepticon menace. Decepticon.
God, you shut her up. She makes Blitzwing sound like he's got his head screwed on straight.
You see, now he even likes Blitzwing better than you.
Oh my God.
I am the most faithful.
Have you blown a diode? I'm trying to work here.
I did nothing. Oh, for Spark's sake.
I always feel bad for Megatron.
That should keep them busy. But I tend to some urgent business.
Yeah, Megatron doesn't see that.
That just confirms Megatron's got control of Omega Supreme. I say we go rescue him and RC. We need to use the Magnus Hammer. Cadet Optimus, Cadet Sentinel, you stand accused of trespassing on an organic planet in violation of Cybertronian law, resulting in the tragic loss of Cadet Elita 1.
We can't use that.
So how are we supposed to take on Megatron? We gotta even the odds somehow.
We will, but not with this. What I had in mind was an upgrade, some kind of rocket booster so I can keep up with Megatron.
Are you out of your motherboard mind? Autobots don't fly. What about Jetfire and Jetstorm?
And Prowl's rocket sidecar thingy.
Heck, even I've got a jetpack.
You could take my armor to study its boosters.
And I know my dad will want to help. He's a whiz at reverse engineering.
I mean, come on. Megatron.
Meanwhile, we'll need to find out what Megatron's up to. I'll transwarp to the moon and spy on him.
And take 5 on your cyber ninja training? No dice. You're close to a real breakthrough. And I got a vibe says we're gonna need every fighting advantage we can get our servos on.
Agreed. We'll send someone else.
Who'd be crazy enough to volunteer for that mission? Is everybody looking at me? Or is everyone always looking at me?
Being ever so humble, there's no boss like clothes.
And that worked out so well for you last time. Oh.
Protoforms.
You data track shut up a full processor. We better get you out of here. Which would be a bad idea if those wires are what's keeping you online. But maybe you can help us listen in on Megatron. We'll be back for you. I promise.
Did you plant the transmitter?
Not exactly. But I opened up RC's comm link. Listen.
Take that and use it on to build the... What's he building up there?
Whatever it is, it's gonna be big.
No, you're off by 2 millimeters.
Don't tell me where to weld.
Don't argue with her. Trust me.
I'm not gonna argue, cause I know this thing'll never fly.
You're right. We need to add a micro aerator to the fuel line.
And I suppose the rocket booster just told you that?
Kinda.
That's the most ridiculous thing Wait! I've got it! We'll add a micro...
Why didn't I think of that?
Okay, Prime, let's test these boosters. But take it easy. Start at 5% power.
You got it.
That wasn't 5%.
Thing that makes its own program. Look, there's some bot in there.
Of course.
Is he offline?
Oh, I don't think so. He must be...
Oh, why don't you touch him and find out?
No way! You touch it!
You think I won't? Watch me.
Do you mind? I'm trying to meditate. Don't worry. We'll just work around you.
A million stellar cycles trying to commune with the old spark, and all I have to show for it is a massive processor ache.
We'll be so quiet, you won't even know we're here.
And there goes a ship.
My ship! Now how am I supposed to get off this spark-forsaken rock?
Easy. We can transport you once we're finished in this sector. Shouldn't be long, 50 or 60 stellar cycles tops. Of course, if you lend a servo, it might speed things up.
You expect me to be a common maintenance bot?
That's my best offer. Take it or leave it.
First I failed to protect the protoforms, and now this! Do you have any idea what it's like to embark on a path only to find it so completely twisted and turned that you have no idea where you are?
Yep.
Oddly enough, I do.
Bossbot, I'm picking up another signal on the moon. Actually, it's 3 new signals. Can't be right. Well, maybe there's interference from sunspots
No.
or something.
We'll find out if they get the patch.
Yep.
Alright.
Mostly everyone's character arc will be finished and no mysteries left unsolved except for why Sorry is sorry. Like, what happens with Sentinel Magnus. and how Optimus will become the new leader of the Autobots. All of that is left unexplained. Optimus, God of Thunder.
Look, I know you don't think I'm programmed to be a hero, but work with me, will you?
Or you just have really bad aim. I mean, it could be that.
Could be.
Guys, get these humans to some deck tower. Right now, it's the safest place in the city.
You heard the bus. Let's move it and move it.
Right. I'm still picking up Omega Supreme's signal from the moon. If we transwarp there, we may be able to sever the connection to these clones.
Do it, and take Bumblebee and Bulkhead with you. Taking them all individually is not working. We need to find a way to bring them down all at once. I can try something, but you need to fall back. You don't want to be anywhere nearby when I do this.
Oh.
Being blown off course. Maintain control. I am trying, Master, but the guidance systems will not respond.
Inferior guarding systems. Respond in the waylaying of the loyal servant of Megatron.
This field test has been a complete failure. Order the other clones back to the moon immediately. Forgive me, oh great one, but their flight capabilities are disabled. Then destroy the Autobots. Destroy the city. Destroy anything that's not me.
Well, that will be easy, because you are inside us. Oh.
So is Black Arachnia gonna get him?
Remember, she's in the past.
No.
Damn it! Damn it!
It's a ploy.
Guys, buddies, you wouldn't want to take out your old platoon mate, Long Arm, would you?
No, of course we wouldn't.
Oh, not in a million stellar cycles, pal.
Yeah.
You really think you can do that?
In a small, concise form.
Yeah, but the biggest chunk's in Starscream, right?
Well, they're just gonna pull it out, Starscream, and kill him.
But I'm saying that's where the biggest chunk that they don't have is, right?
Yeah.
That's like a big chunk.
Hello.
Forms? This is where I came from? I knew there was a reason I needed to be here.
I live.
Autobots in danger. Stop. Obey me. You are a servant of the mighty Megatron. You order. Omega Supreme.
Damn it! Damn it!
Not. Attack. Your glorious leader commands you.
Greetings, Megatron.
Fudge.
I decided to give your ultimate weapons a little upgrade, equipping them with a self-destruct mechanism that will destroy you once and for all, along with any unfortunate human or Autobot in a 100-mile radius.
And then he walks away from Megatron. Greatest Starscream plan ever.
This time on the flight in mid-space.
Clone trick didn't work the last time you tried it.
Damn it!
If I cannot save my clones, at least I'll have the satisfaction of destroying you, Optimus Prime.
And there you go.
No! This is no time for the force field to fail!
Does this building have a bomb shelter?
Yes, why?
Because we might need it.
Oh, never mind.
Ready to jam, Cyber Ninja style?
Feel the urge. Shouldn't that mean Wreck-Gar dies? You know, because he was born from the Allspark Shard.
Stellar cycles of trying. I finally get to extinguish Megatron's. The Allspark, here, intact. What in the name of Decepticons? Release me at once, you ninja cop ninnies! You are giving me a splitting processor ache!
Say goodbye to Starscream. As he's dead now.
What say we send those second-rate knockoffs to the scrappy? It would be my pleasure. We need to upload your recognition code into Omega Supreme's processor.
These are full forms? This is where I came from? I knew there was a reason I needed to be here.
I stay in that power workshop. Some of it will come. He's taking his thing.
Obey me. You are a servant of the mighty Megatron. You order.
put in a chair.
Mat it up in the with the shampoo and the soap.
Oh, I was getting ready to say, not again.
That automated self-destruct clone track didn't work the last time you tried it.
If I cannot save my clones, at least I'll have the satisfaction of destroying you, Optimus Prime.
So you can remember my name.
No, no! This is no time for the force field to fail!
Are you recording?
Does this building have a bomb shelter?
Here's why.
Huh?
Oh, never mind.
I paused it.
I'm done.
Yeah, I know you are.
Are you waiting on him?
No. I'm just doing it right now because I'm supposed to get out of the way. When I was like having that thinking face, I was like, what if I just made Dad's YouTube have my channel thing on it?
After millions of stellar cycles of trying.
And you can upload like that, but then I realized that you need the Google part of it, so I'm just doing this.
Have you even seen it on his phone?
Yes, I've seen it on this one. Wasn't in the best condition, but well, I had the original reactions.
Which were?
Oh, that was so great. That was like amazing. Wow.
I understand.
But of course, I didn't know that his phone was a work phone. It just never occurred to me just to pause the video, to pause the episode. So.
Well, maybe if you ever end up using his phone again for it, you just do it, record it in really short increments.
Well, he didn't really tell you that the email. He could send it to me. It just had to be in like 3 parts. That's what he told me. Maybe I got it wrong. I don't know. But I guess he just doesn't seem to understand that I can totally stick them back together. Yeah. Doesn't feel like it. But yes, you can watch it then.
Huh?
Yes, you can watch it a little bit.
Who, him?
You.
Me?
Yeah.
When?
Like right now.
Give me a minute. I'm gonna smoke after it.
Okay.
I'm getting all the
I mean, it's gonna be like 10 minutes or something.
getting all the chunks of hair out.
I'm just adding in the parts that weren't seen when I was trying to scramble to find another way to record it.
Alright, I'm gonna turn the light off. Okay?
Okay.
And I'm gonna smoke and then I'll be back in.
Autobots, half-bots, and almost bots present and accounted for.
Over now.
We're gonna need more spark to shield the city from that blast.
Can't. Any more fragments? Only one way.
Mom, look, Prowl's dying. You know that ninja bot?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, he's dying.
Because he sacrificed himself, right?
Yeah.
That's a shame. At least it's not Iron Man.
But it's arguably even more sad. Because they can totally bring him back to life, but they just choose not to. You know, the Allspark key.
Oh, right. His friend?
Yeah. Because Sorry's technically an Allspark key right now.
Right, what is there?
And Optimus was practically saved the exact same way in the first episode. So it doesn't really make sense why this should be a really emotional moment. I mean, it makes sense because it's like the end of Prowl, but they can easily save him. I don't know.
We did it! The shield worked! The Starscream Supremes are history, and everybody's okay!
Not everybody. He gave up his squad to save us. What are you waiting That would be the easy way out, Megatron. You don't deserve it.
Or I guess maybe it would have been what he wanted. Scrap police. It was good. Now I can finally end this.
What are we talking about again?
Transformers in the movie.
Which part specifically?
Just what you thought of the whole show. Sure, you weren't there for most of it. You did not.
I heard it. I may not have been sitting here, but I heard it.
But from all the things that you have seen, what did you think of it?
Bumblebee and gosh, should have come to me. What's his name? The green guy. Don't tell me. Who?
Bulkhead.
Yes. Actually, all of them. I liked them all. Even Megatron. Not. I mean, I just liked his character. Not
Well, yeah.
that his character was evil. That's not what it is. But
Well, yeah.
Professor, what's his face got on my nerves a little bit.
Oh, some deck.
Yeah.
Never liked his always tired face.
Yeah. I don't know. I just.
Or the fact that he was really fooled by Megatron's bad disguising of his anger.
That he was fooled by Megatron, period.
Well, I mean, it is kind of the Autobots' fault for not telling their human friends a lot about Megatron to begin with.
Because they thought he was dead.
Well, yeah.
So why?
But they couldn't explain like their entire people's history. I guess that's kind of their fault.
Do you think they would have mentioned the main villain?
Like, explain why they ended up crashing on Earth in the first place.
Are you sure it never did?
No, because they mentioned that they're aliens, but I'm pretty sure everyone just believes that they came to Earth, and their ship was just somewhere nearby. And they only came to help out when they with the big giant bug monster. I mean, but yet Starscream was blowing out Megatron, and that he was the one that killed him.
Mm-hmm.
Yet no one was like, "Hey Optimus, who's Megatron?"
You know what else I like? I like that the I might be getting this one confused with another one, but like the ones that have the cassettes that come out and turn into the little ones, like Sound Blaster. Is that one of them?
Sound. Oh, you're talking about sound waves
Sound.
with Laserbeak and all that. Well, it wasn't really that in this series. Like they transformed into. It's not even aiming at you. It's aiming at Muzz. There are more guitars in this version.
Oh, because that's what he plays. He plays the music, and they go.
Then they got hypnotized. It's not looking at you, Mom. Fine, look, I'll aim at the little baby.
It's Bubby.
But yeah, I mean, Soundwave's probably one of the most famous Decepticons.
Mm-hmm.
So famous that it's like on the back of my shirt.
Damn.
Yeah. Anything else? Or is that it?
What else? I don't understand how they didn't understand that Sorry had that key. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Why they didn't think a little deeper into why she had that key?
Well, I think they did know it kind of came from the Allspark. I just don't
Right,
think...
I understand that,
but
why her? You know, human. Supposedly at the time they thought she was a human. Spoiler.
Well, the Allspark does pretty weird things. You remember what happened in the movie? Where it just randomly started making things alive. Not even just cars, just like a wheel.
Anything
that they wanted. In this series, it pretty much was doing the exact same thing. Just the Allspark does some weird things.
Yes, it does. No, was that figure that you had there? Was that
Wreck-Gar?
Was he in that series or a different one?
Yeah, he was.
In this series that we just watched?
Yes.
And which one was he?
Wreck-Gar. You know the one that sounded like Weirdo Makovich because he was?
But what did he do? Was he a good guy or a bad guy?
He was Wreck-Gar. Remember that weird guy that kept listening to what people were telling him he was? And he just said, "Oh, I am Wreck-Gar, and I'm that thing." You know, the one that said, like, "I am Wreck-Gar, and I am a hero," a lot of the time?
Could he not talk?
No, he could. He was just like a newborn transformer. Yeah, just look him up.
Because he doesn't look like that character, right?
No, he kind of does, but that's more based on the movie.
Is it Rat-Guard?
Wreck-Gar. Because he's made out of garbage.
Oh, so it's W-R-E-C-K.
Yeah.
Gar?
Yeah. Like wreck garbage. It's just Wreck-Gar. Just type in animated after that. I don't think you really watched the episodes he was in, but he was there. Because he was only really in 2 episodes.
Oh, and he was Weird Al Yankovic did his voice.
Yeah, because like the main, hate this goes. It's like the main song that was in the movie that Weird Al Yankovic used was in the wreck car scene. Dare to be stupid. And so they just used, well, Yankovic to do that voice. I mean, if you just look at clips of Wreck Gar from animated, you could totally just hear it. Yep.
Blow your nose.
We'll keep this right here. Looking up Moses fur. Has it completely passed you by, or are you just really used to it?
What? Oh, the nose? No, it hasn't passed me by. I think I remember him now, but I'm gonna make sure.
How do I remember that?
With the wheels?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember him now. Now I remember.
Yeah.
I'm terrible with names, you know that.
Yeah, I know you are. Unless they're like characters that you really like.
Well, yeah, I see a lot of.
Like Tom and Jerry.
Right,
Bugs,
I mean, but
Daffy.
they've been around forever and ever.
Yeah.
Are you gonna play, or what are we gonna do?
Always. Is that it?
What else can you think of? I don't know.
You remember the rest of the Decepticons?
I remember the little what was it? A backhoe or
Rat Bat?
the two that were always drinking the oil.
Oh, the Constructicons?
Mm-hmm. Those were kind of funny.
Yeah. Even if they're just stereotypes.
Do you know what's Prowl always suspected something was up with
Sorry.
So who knows? Maybe there's something weird going on, or something's gonna happen.
Well, Prowl is probably the most sparky about like all the spark and stuff. Well, yeah. Well, so you overall like the series?
Yeah.
All right, that's it.
I mean, we watched the first season a long time ago, right?
Well, I watched it when we got the first season. Yeah, we did. Yeah, but it was like a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
We watched the first episode like a number of times.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly because I was like the really only episode we owned besides the second episode.
Oh.
Remember, because we had that disc?
Yeah, the ones that were in the cases.
Yeah. And not like the actual DVD cases, just for them.
Mm-hmm.
Like those like cases with crap ton of DVD holder things. Yeah. Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Well, they don't really know. Because we call them cases too.
Albums or no?
I just call them cases.
Well, you take them out of the case that they came in, and then you put them all together in a book sort of thing with sleeves that they go in individually.
Mm-hmm.
That type of
Case. Yeah, that.
got it. Clarified that.
Right, that's it.
Okay.
On the storyline,
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. Yeah, I was really eager to, really happy to finish it up, but sad that I didn't get another season.
Yeah. And the ideas in those others in that long, distant, and probably never gonna happen fourth season were interesting.
Yes, I mean it
I
led
mean,
up to.
Devastator could have appeared in fourth season, but then Hasbro decided to make their own channel network and then create Transformers Prime.
Yeah.
But we haven't really watched that, so we don't know if that's a good thing or not.
Yeah, we'll find out. I mean, that's what we got time. It's time and opportunity to finish up the series of Transformers, different series.
Mm-hmm.
But I liked it. I liked how we all got to educate Uncle and Mom on it by watching it, and yeah, I thought it was Uncle learns something new every time he watches it with us. And
I mean, it's also like a fun story. Like, it's probably one of the more unique like versions of Megatron that isn't like calculating, that isn't pretty much just an insane man.
mm-hmm.
Because he acts a little bit more like his description in like the IDW place, because he's like a poet.
Not the Gladiator.
Like he probably was a gladiator mainly because of his vehicle mode and his general thing of like is being way more powerful than any other Autobot besides Ultra Magnus. Like, because that was like the only Autobot besides Optimus Prime after, Optimus Prime finally got to him to the point where he actually remembered the name.
Yeah.
Like, it was probably the most powerful moment.
Yeah.
In like the final episode. But who's your favorite character?
Actually, the more I think about it, I like the way Ratchet tied into everything with Lockdown and the weapons and like
Omega Supreme.
Well, Omega Supreme is great, but I just like how he tied into most of the history that turned into current stories.
Yeah.
And how he had history with Lockdown from way back, showing how his little dent in his armor that he never fixed, even though he fixes everybody else.
And I guess if he was actually gonna get damaged and Sorry had to fix him up, they probably could have fixed his ear.
And what I liked and didn't like was I liked how they were able to make Scourge and tell them apart by adding the headpiece and all the clones, right?
Mm-hmm.
I liked the Starscream. It didn't make sense, but it did because it's a cartoon. How he got a piece of the shard in his head that kept him alive.
I think it was just their version of like that trope of Starscream being just this immortal being from like G1.
Well, no, and so like with that, I liked how they built up that he built a clone army of himself.
Probably in like the 30 years, like when he was just in space for a while. He just didn't really have a way of activating them.
Well,
like because he needed because the only way he activated the current clones was just from the Allspark key.
Well, yeah, and so that's what he needed to figure out how to do. Now, what I did like was how they threw that headset on to tell them all apart, and that's how it became the G1 characters.
Yeah,
and we didn't know that, but that's the explanation because they're already Starscream clones.
I mean, they're pretty much just Starscream clones to begin with.
Well, yeah, they were all the same jet, just different ones.
Although it was pretty funny that like Cliff Jumper was wasn't even like really seen that much, and yet like I don't know why they're like bullying Bumblebee so much, Because it wasn't like he was smaller than Wasp or Cliff Jumper. Like, sure, Cliff Jumper had the superior chin.
Well, no, it's just they pick at each other as a team. Now, what it did point out, and I didn't know. I mean, I knew, I just never put it together. Was how all the Decepticons fly and all the Autobots, most of the Autobots
Yeah, that was like
land.
the main thing
It's
from
like,
like the original toys. Like
and so,
all the ground vehicles were just cars, and all the flying vehicles were the enemies.
and so with that though, when they turned in, if they couldn't fly and they had to be on wheels, when they turned into robot mode, there should have been a jetpack for them to fly. They shouldn't be completely. I need to turn to vehicle mode and go. They're not just warriors, miners, repair bots, space bridge engineers, all these other things. They should be able to fly. Specifically, a big hunk of space bridge engineer should have made his own jetpack for him to fly around the space bridge and repair it.
But you know, like something that was nice to see in like the final episode,
What's that?
to actually see how they all met. Like how, like our
In the
main
academy and
trio,
stuff.
like how our main group met. Like how Optimus was just given the ship. Like it was a piece of crap, but at least he got something out of.
Not completing the academy.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Not completing it, because that's the hold on, that's the pivotal moment there. You can go ask your mom. If you don't complete the academy, you don't get a ship. Now, what changed it, and this was after Transformers, but was the Captain Kirk one, because he flunked out of the.
Well, he cheated at one thing, and then he had to like. Then he couldn't even go on the ship.
Yep, and then all of a sudden he gets field promoted because the admiral liked him, brought him on, and then gave him.
Well, it was because like Bones like injected him with like a sickness, so he had to bring him up to the ship. But then like Kirk helped out for a minute, and then he became the captain when
Well,
the current captain got captured.
even after that, he retained it,
Mm-hmm.
and technically, it probably should have went to Spock, right?
Well, it did at first, but then Kirk took over because we can't just because we need to reference the original series.
But I mean, like, so because Spock was the number 2 in command,
Yeah.
of the old captain, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's normally what happens is when that captain goes away, they don't just take the lower guy down there. The XO goes. So,
Yeah.
anyways, I enjoyed it. Thumbs up.
What was probably your best reveal from the series that you like were really shocked by?
Black Arachnia being Alita 1.
There.
That one messed me up because honestly, I don't remember her from G1
Well,
stuff. Like,
in like Alita 1 was like just really in one episode. It was just to promote RC.
I know, but even so, like explained a little bit more in the flashbacks of it with everybody that's involved and how it's Optimus's fault, which it was, but it wasn't. It was the main guy's fault. Ultra Magnus or
Sentinel Prime.
Sentinel Prime. It was his fault to go on that bogus mission.
And he does it like at finally admit that was kind of his. It was more his fault than Optimus's that they even went on that planet to begin with. Like, sure, Optimus left Alita 1, so practically they're all to blame.
Yeah.
Like, except for Alita 1.
Well, no.
Who
I mean,
became.
hold on. Technically, if they would have done it, it would have been 3 Black Arachnias, and maybe because if it was able to change her, and they were overrun.
Well, she had the ability to absorb, and so she absorbed the organic matter, and it just transformed her.
That's where it's weird because
It's kind of weird that like these Autobots have like superpowers.
and then for them to try and springboard into Beast Wars or Beast Machines by doing the organics. You know, it was kind of cool to see where they're taking it, but I just never understood because the powers are different character to character. Because like even Wasp and Bumblebee, yeah, they had stingers, you know, but
But
it seemed like Wasp had more control of his weaponry and was an outlaw and had better weapons than the good guy did on the regular. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He came souped up. Bumblebee had to ask for his skates. Or his engines, whatever that made the wing and the engines.
Yeah.
And then the stingers, upgrading the stingers. I didn't like that. I mean, it was kind of cool to see that on Earth they downgraded their weapons because
they were already space bridge mechanics, so their weapons would have already been downgraded.
which is completely the opposite because normally when you're isolated out there, you keep your weapon on you. You don't dumb it down.
Well,
You
it's
don't
more.
make it weaker.
Well, I think it was more like they just were like, because if you remember from the first episode, Optimus said, "The Decepticons, I thought they were destroyed centuries ago." Because no one besides some high-ranking Autobots that were from the war, they were practically everyone thought that they were just destroyed.
And besides Alita 1 becoming Black Arachnia.
Omega Supreme.
No, Shockwave.
Oh. Well, you didn't really show it in the reaction.
Well, no. I mean, but those two, I mean, it was great to see Omega Supreme, but to think that all of the primes okayed Shockwave's long arm version to be the head of the intelligence. He fooled them for 20 years or however long it was.
Yeah.
As a deep fake. Or 20,
like
what do they call them, cycles or whatever.
20 stellar cycles.
Yeah, it was a long time.
So
because
20 years.
Because they were all back in the academy together.
Because even though they have, you can tell what age they are, they're actually way older than that.
Oh yeah.
Because Ratchet sounded the exact same when he was younger and during the war. It's just that he grew rusty. Because Cybertronians can get old.
Yeah.
They can. And they can even die of old age.
Yep.
I know that from More Than Meets the Eye.
Yep.
But
no, there was a couple big reveals that were different and I wasn't expecting because these are all computer programs. Right? These are all computer programs.
Unless you count that weird scene in Revenge of the Fallen where they had just this bunch of eggs of Decepticon protoforms.
Well, no, but I mean, it's still they're not organic. They're technology.
Yeah.
So they're a bunch of programs. So that's what I'm saying is there are a bunch of programs that go rogue. And become Decepticons, and even crazier. Those rogue programs were able to fool all of the primes. That's what's crazy. Is
I think
Megatron was so good. He got this young soldier who was going to the academy into the intelligence program, deep faked him for years. That's the crazy part. Is how could those computer programs outsmart the program that trains them to be the leaders?
Apparently from IDW lore, their brains kind of more act like human brains than actual computer brains. They're smarter. They can learn more than humans. They can do more than humans. It's just that they have to learn like humans.
I know, but that's what I'm saying is it wasn't just one. It was the instructor, and then it was all of the primes that signed off. Because technically, when they were all in the academy, they weren't ancient primes that were dead. They were still alive.
Well, because the primes in Transformers Animated aren't they don't have matrix of leaderships they can tell.
I know, but according to the way the Gen 1 was, when they left Cybertron because it was blowing up, it was a dying planet. Megatron took over the bones that was left, right?
Mm-hmm.
which means he had to have killed the primes. They weren't holed up in some fortress somewhere where Teletran 1, Omega Supreme, took a little ship of six Autobots and then they crash landed on Earth. That's crazy because if that means their forces completely dwindled down. We know RC stayed.
Mm-hmm.
There was maybe what? So they brought 6. There was maybe 8, 10, and we don't even know what happened with the primes or what happened later. You know, that's where the next season could have been okay, but they jumped into
Like, they probably could have explained more about, like, Sorry. Like, because I think that was, like, the original plan, because, like, RC was gonna, like, help her out. Like, because, remember, she's a teacher, so she, like, brought Sorry along, like, a field trip to the protoform place or whatever. And Prowl stayed dead, even though Sorry could totally just bring him back to life with the Allspark. But, no, no. I guess it was just a one-time thing with Optimus Prime. And I guess it's maybe the lesson that, like, Yokaimon, or Yokai, that his master gave him, like, don't, like, waste it on the old for the living, but it's more like, you can revive him, you know. Nothing's really stopping you from doing that. Did it for Prime when he went all gray.
Yep.
But I guess this is just different then.
Yep.
Maybe it was because he wasted his spark trying to, like, finish the Allspark. Maybe that's what he was trying to do, and it just can't work anymore. But it doesn't hurt to try.
No.
It doesn't hurt to try at all.
No, it doesn't.
But there's, like, a fan continuation, but from what I've seen, it doesn't really feel like the series. Mainly because, well, it's not voiced by the cast. It's voiced by some random guy on the internet. And the animation isn't nearly as good.
Well, it's a fan-made film, right?
Yeah.
A fan-made animation.
And it's not actually written by the people that made the show, so it's pretty much
fan fiction.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, there was, like, a live event where they did, like, the first episode of season 4, apparently, called The Trial of Megatron. But, like, season 4 was, like, gonna be the downfall of Sentinel and the rise up of Optimus as Optimus Magnus. You know, because Ultra Magnus is the leader of the Autobots instead of a Prime.
Yep.
But, and then, like, it'll be more about Sorry's mystery and finally solving that.
Well, and that was the confusing thing. I'd never heard of a protoform before, but you had just mentioned there was a bunch of Decepticon protoforms.
In, like, Revenge of the Fallen. You know, in that scene where he comes to Jupiter or whatever?
Yeah.
And he meets up with the Fallen and Starscream, and they have, like, they're around this place with a bunch of blue orbs. Those are what I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
Like, remember, like, they popped the couple open and like, a fetus Decepticon popped out? That's what I meant.
Okay. Well, I just never heard of protoform because now I did like how she upgraded herself. I thought that was kind of cool because what did she do? She got herself to fly.
Well, she needed the jetpack for that.
Still, she upgraded herself with that too. To where, like, a built-in helmet comes out with goggles or whatever.
Yeah. But at least, like, everyone, like, Hasbro has pretty much abandoned the whole Transformers animated and most likely will never come back to it.
Yeah.
Because, well, they want the Primes to be cool again. Because that was, like, the entire reason they came up with the whole Primes premise.
Well, not only that, but Hasbro doesn't have to do anything if they can lease it out, and Netflix can make it now. And all they do is control the marketing of the action figures like they intended to.
Mm-hmm.
Because clearly it must be expensive to run a um, animation studio
But
to sell toys.
well, nowadays the only thing that's keeping Transformers animated alive is either fan art or just references in other Transformers media. Like there's always some version of like there's even two background characters in that Cybertron episode that were said to be a couple in like the Allspark Almanac. That was like the front cover for the Valentine's Day special.
Really? I did
I'm
not.
not I'm not kidding. You didn't even see their faces. They're like super in the background. I knew who they were because I watched that Easter egg video on the 4th of July. But
Nobody else.
no one else in the room knows, so I didn't even bother to mention that.
I mean, especially a random fact, right?
Yeah.
All right.
And also the fact that the new Beast Wars like comic series is pretty much just like Beast Wars animated.
Yeah.
Because no, what I mean by that is like it's more inspired. It's like a mix between Beast Wars and Transformers animated. From what I've heard. Where it has like the kind of the same plot as Beast Wars, but it takes a little bit more off after animated. From what I've heard.
Huh? Well, are we able to find out?
Well, we can read it, but like there's like that free comic book thing that you could read.
All right.
Because like I already have like a whole crap ton of comics to read
Mm-hmm.
just for my birthday, so you can just let me know if something's different.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I mean, you're a fan of Beast Wars, and you're so far a fan of Transformers Animated,
Yep, I am.
so you can check it out.
Yep.
But yeah, I guess that's it.
All right, everybody. Good
Probably
show.
will not ask Uncle for this.
You can tomorrow. He'll be here. Worst he could say is no. And he won't. Because now he won't go in depth because he doesn't know as much. He watched a few, but he doesn't know as much as you or I.
Or Mom.
Or Mom for now because she's watched everything you have. Everything we have, right?
Like she was like, we're in like the re-recording I did. She was saying like we were talking about the death of Prowl for like the few minutes before she went out to smoke, and she was like, "Fine, I'll watch the rest of the episode with you." And then she didn't come back till the episode was like right over.
Oh no!
Like I had turned off the Xbox, and I was like, "Oh yeah, the episode ended."